Welcome back to the channel for another video on our 22 WRX. This week, we're just following up on getting these new tires put on, and we had the alignment done a few times and we are still rubbing in the back. So let's go over and I'll show you what the problem is and I'll show you what we're gonna do to fix it. All right, and coming over to the rear tire, you can see we're very close right here and I can't even fit my finger between the fender and the tire. So obviously we need to add some camber. So the current camber arms that we have, if you look underneath, we have the SMY adjustable control arms, and that is basically moving the bottom of the tire out. Top of the tire isn't moving at all. So we need something to move the top of the tire in instead of the bottom of the tire out. That makes sense. So what we have to fix this is our brand new Cusco mounts. They are the upper control arms. They come with new ball joints, and this has the same type of turnbuckle adjustment that the lower control arms do. So once we get these installed, we'll be able to really dial in the camber and really dial in this alignment. Now I do have a camber gauge coming and some toe plates so we can do our alignment on our own. But today we are just going to get the control arms thrown in. We'll mess around with this adjustment and just eyeball our camber alignment. And then once those tools come in later today, maybe it'll be the next video, maybe it'll be in this video, but we will align the car after we get the rear upper control arms in. And I'll go over, once we get the wheel taken off and everything and the car jacked up, I will go over like what it does and where it's located and everything, of course. But enough talking, let's get these new Cusco parts installed. Let's go. All right, so now that we have the car jacked up and the wheel taken off, our upper control arm is up here. So we do have a 17 bolt that holds on that ball joint right there. And then we have two nuts and bolts in the back. Those are also same size as this. So I'll get you guys set up just a little bit farther back so I got some more room. We'll get all these bolts taken off. We do have this one ABS line here that looks like we need to unclip up top and on the side. So we'll get this unclipped. We'll get the upper control arm taken off. We'll get a quick side-by-side comparison at the bench of the stock one versus the Cusco one. And then we'll get the Cusco one thrown on. But let me get you guys set up and we'll get this one taken off. Let's go. And our upper control arm is off. You can see our stock one here on the left. It's actually pretty heavy. It's this big cast piece. And then you have the Cusco. This is nice, lightweight, tubular. So, I mean, this looks really good compared to the OEM. And like I said, this is basically the main upgrade that we have here. So you see there's no adjustment at the top. And here we have this turnbuckle style adjustment where you spin this and both these separate. So this would push the top of the tire out or pull it in. Right now it's just set to like the lowest setting. So we'll get it thrown on just like this. It'll be loose and we'll see what it looks like. And then we'll get the other side completed. So we'll have two new Cusco upper control arms installed on both sides. Then we can really dial in this camber on the top on both sides, and then we'll adjust the bottom. Like I said, we do have those camber gauge coming today and some toe plates, so not sure if we'll be able to get all of that in today's video, but let's get this installed and we'll play with this turnbuckle a little bit, and then we'll get the other side installed. Let's go. right, so we got the control arm swapped out. Very easy to swap out, honestly. The two bolts that are on the subframe, I mean, those I guess were a little tough, but there's only two of them. Break them loose, they come out pretty easily. The new one just slid right in, no problems really. And we got it adjusted, basically maxed out on the camber on the upper. And I'll show you this in just a sec, but we have it maxed out on the upper just because I do want to remove the camber from that bottom one so we can use the upper one more. But yeah, let me show you what it looks like. It looks pretty cool. All right, so here is the new arm installed. I think it looks pretty cool because we have like the blue arm here, we have the axle there, we have the aluminum toe arm, control arm, we have more Cusco braces underneath. I mean, it just really looks like a race car under here is honestly what it looks like. I'm really excited to test these out, but I got all the bolts tightened. We have this bolt here that holds the ball joint, and then the two in the back that I was talking about, that they're kind of tough to get to, but I just put a breaker bar on them and they just basically broke loose pretty easily. And yeah, just a tight space, but this just slid right in, bolted that up, slid those bolts in, everything's tight. Just the turnbuckle's just hand tight, so you can see I can still move the lock collars a little bit. So I'm just gonna leave those like that for now. We're gonna get the other side done. We'll match the camber on the turnbuckle on this side to the other side. We'll get the wheels put on with everything tight but this buckle loose. And we'll just see how much clearance that we gain with our fender. But yeah, you can see we did trim it and you can see where we were rubbing. So hopefully we're gonna fix this by getting the camber in on the top and we'll remove some of the camber on the bottom. But this side's all done. We're just gonna time lapse the other side. So I'll get you guys set up. We'll get this control arm swapped out and we'll see what our fitment looks like. Let's go. All right, so the car's back on the ground, everything's installed, and it looks super goofy right now, but you can see that there's like so much more like room now. So I do have it maxed out right now just to like make sure my theory works. So it is maxed out right now. So now we have so much room here, but it is touching on the inside right now. So obviously we do need to make some suspension adjustments and obviously pull that camber back out on the top so it's a little bit closer to that fender liner on the outside here because it is touching on the inside. So I do have a camber gauge, a magnetic camber gauge that clips onto the rotor, tells you what the camber is, so that's how we're going to be adjusting it. It has not come in yet. Same thing with our toe plates. We did get some toe plates, so we will be aligning the vehicle once the toe plates come in. So that'll be our next video. We'll be aligning the rear of the car. We might do the camber in the front again because we might be rubbing a little bit in the front, so we might have to adjust the camber a little bit and we'll be good to go in the front. But that's all I got for you guys on this one. Until next time, see you guys.